All right, cool. So yeah, we are now recording the session. So like I say, I'm currently in ADJPY, and I have my order set and everything. So let's see if we get price to work in our favor. So let's see. So yeah, tonight is going to pretty much be a teaching on my favorite pattern, which is the cipher pattern, and I'm going to show you guys how to identify it, how to on a D leg of the guard lead, what is the max you can go to and reach out to on the 1272 level. So if you take your Fibonacci retracement, take it from B, which is right here, all the way back down to your A point. That 1272 level, that's why I have this white trend line right there as well. You can see that 1272 level lines right up with that. And this white line right here is a 78.6. And the same thing with this at the bottom. This is the 78.6, the top, and the 1272 is the bottom one. All right, cool. So yeah, now we got that situated. So this right here could probably start working in our favor during London session. We'll see. But yeah. So that being said, let's go ahead on and get right into this. So let me go to a different pair. Let's see, a pair that I haven't marked up yet. So CAD, JP, no, CAD, Jeff. All right, cool. Here's a pair that I have not touched yet. So what we want to do, what I want to do is just go ahead on and just draw this up for you guys so y'all can have something like a source to go back to and watch. Like I say, guys, I've been trading these harmonic patterns. Who's in my group? Beast Ass Traders. Type a 2 in the chat. If you're in Beast Ass Traders, type a 2 in the chat. Kind of give everybody an idea what goes on behind the scenes in that group chat. I recently just opened it up. Don't drop the link in here either, yo. If you're in there, do not drop the link right now. But I want y'all to focus. Who can tell me? Matter of fact, kind of give everybody on this call right now a brief idea of what goes on in that group chat, and are you guys really grasping the concepts of trading harmonic patterns? Because last week we had a big week last week, and I want you guys to be able to do the same as that thing. Like I say, I only work with a handful of people that's really committed to wanting to learn how to trade harmonic patterns. Like I can't work with everybody because a lot of people got the mindset of a goldfish and they want to jump from this strategy to that strategy, and I just find myself wasting my time pouring into people, and then they don't follow through on their end. So the best thing for me to do is work with a select group of individuals. I want to work with a select group of individuals that are focused and that's willing to make this thing happen. So a lot of people getting great results and being able to identify. May I please get the link, sir? Really committed to learning harmonics. Lots of value in the group, no sugarcoating in the group. Oh yeah, I'm ruthless in that group too. I don't like to pat people on the back and stuff like that. No, I'm a coach. I look at myself like when my basketball coach was coaching me, he didn't pat me on my back at all. When I was going through, when I had my good moments, he would still be on top of my head, like, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself like, yo, why is coach still yelling at me? I'm doing everything I can, but why is he still yelling at me and stuff? Bro, you gotta click the link, yo. I'm like, yo, why is he still yelling at me? And I'm, give me 2 seconds, everybody. 2 seconds. So yeah, you know, I was wondering like, why is he yelling at me, and what is it that I'm doing wrong? And I realized that, you know, he's a coach. He's supposed to critique you when you're doing good, when you're doing bad. So if you got a sensitive, you know, mindset, then, you know, being able to allow me to mentor you is not going to work in your favor, because I'm going to be on your head. I'm going to make you think. I'm not here to hold hands, and I want you guys to really become beast-ass traders. So let's dive right into this, diving into my favorite harmonic pattern, the one I basically grew up on, the Cypher pattern. And like I said, it helped me make a lot of money with it, right? Past results don't guarantee future results. All I do is identify, predict, and I execute. So what I want to do right now is go ahead on and start giving you guys the foundations. Pass a pattern. To pass a pattern is extremely difficult. Ton of knowledge. I finally got one to co-sign the Gartley. I put, oh yeah, that Gartley pattern you dropped in there was good. That's the one I just went over. So when you trading, okay, one of the things that I want y'all to start doing is learning how to mark up your charts. You know, key levels of support, resistance. That's like the biggest foundation right there that y'all have to start doing. So, you know, you can just simply go to a higher time frame, like a daily time chart, and start marking up your charts and everything. I went over there on my last session, so you can, you know, you can go, you know, back and practice the foundation of identifying support and resistance levels. All those horizontal lines that you saw on my chart, those were color coded to the time frame based off support and resistance. And that's the foundation to every single harmonic pattern, just support, resistance, being able to identify that. Okay. So just looking at the market, right? This is how it moves. It goes three ways: up, down, and it goes sideways. All right. So we have that period of consolidation. The market comes down, market pushes down, and it consolidates within that zone, create level support, resistance, and then boom, it'll finally make up its mind and break to the upside or to the downside, okay? So in this case, we're going to do to the downside. So with that being said, let me do this a little bit higher so I can have more room to work with. So with that being said, when the market breaks to the downside out of that consolidation period, boom, we're looking for a potential bearish harmonic pattern, all right? We're looking for a bearish harmonic pattern on the 15-minute. I'll check that out in a minute. Boston, what's up? I'll check that out in a minute. So market, the price come up here and it'll consolidate within a zone, okay, before it decides to make up its mind. And this is what we consider our anchor leg, okay? So let me type Cypher right here. This is the pattern that we're going to be studying. And I want you guys to study this for the rest of the month. I don't want y'all to trade no other pattern, just strictly this. I did it for a year straight, so if I can do it, you all can do it too. So what we have is our anchor leg, okay? With our anchor leg, it's always going to start with X. And that X leg is either going to be your support or your resistance level. In this case, this right here is what our resistance, okay? If you don't understand support resistance, think about the room you're in right now. If you throw a ball at the ceiling, it's going to come back down. That's resisting. Throw it at the ground, it's going to bounce back up. That's support. So this is our X leg, okay? Price then fell. Now, the thing is, it can fall as far as it wants to. It can fall off my screen if it wants to. But I have to wait for the market to stop and bring me a level of support. Once I start seeing that level, you know, price held at that level of support, now I have my A leg, okay? So now that I have that identified, I'm just going to simply grab my Fibonacci tool. You can find your fib over here, third one down, 1, 2, 3, and you can find it. I'm going to take my fib from X all the way down to A. X all the way down to A. And with that being said, you want to now wait for price to give you a certain level of retracement, okay? The market is going to pull back, give you either the minimum retracement of a 38.2, which is right here, or price can give you a 50%. It can even come up to the 61.8% retracement level. Okay, but here's the thing. When price breaks above, when price closes above the 61.8, that will mark everything invalid. We're now looking for something completely different, all right? If price pushes up and wicks it, this is valid, okay? Price cannot close above, the actual candlestick can't close above the 61.8. So now what I wanna do is go ahead and identify, let's take the minimum requirement of a 38.2. And you all can go back and, take notes and everything, watch it again, over and over again. It's being recorded, so you all can, spend time doing that. So now that I have that minimum requirement at 38.2, I now have my B leg. So what I want to do now is go ahead and start looking for, the next qualification of this pattern, all right? So I'm just basically gathering all my evidence right now. What I'm going to do is take my fib extension, which is right here. You can go inside here, third one down, 1, 2, 3, open it up. Trend-based fib extension. And I'm going to take it from X to A, all the way back up to X. Okay? X to A, all the way back up to X. This is what I use, the Fibonacci extension, all right? So now, what I'm looking for right now is price to give me a continuation to the downside. And price has to hit a minimum of a 1272 level, which is right here, for my C leg completion, all right? Price can go all the way down to the 1414 as long as the candle doesn't close below that level. When it closes below this level, that marks this entire pattern invalid. Price can come all the way down and wick it, okay? It wick and the candlestick closed above it, but as soon as price closes below it right here, that makes everything invalid. So we're going to take the minimum requirement of the 1272. And now we have our C point. Now, based off of this right here, we should have an idea of which way the market should go from here. Taking our fib from X all the way down to C to get the D. So from X to C to get the X to C will give you the D, okay? You want to take the entire move. So almost always, whenever I see price do this, hit that C level and start to, retrace back up to the upside, by now, I'm already have my pending order set to enter the market at that 78.6 level. I already have my pending order set. So it's kind of like you are, you're the GPS to one of your passengers, because the GPS knows exactly where it's going, but the driver doesn't. That makes sense. When price hit that C level and starts to push up, okay, cool. I know I should be, looking. I know I should have my eyes right here at that 78.6, looking for a potential sell opportunity once price hits that D entry point. And this right here is how simple it is to be able to identify this harmonic cipher pattern. Okay. I can tell you this right here happens a lot of times. in the markets. I believe it happened on, I got to go back and check my pairs, but it happens a lot. So this is how simple it is. Now, for the targets, what I want to do is take my fib from C all the way to the D completion, okay? Notice I didn't say take it to D. I said the completion, because sometimes you can experience some type of drawdown. Price might come up here and push up here. If it does, all I have to do is simply adjust my fib levels. Okay. Now, what I'm looking for the completion of that move is the 38.2. I'm looking for the 38.2 level right here for target 1, and the 61.8 level for target 2. So this will be TP1. Yo, what the heck is happening right here on this pair? So this will be TP1, and this will be my TP2, T2. Okay, taking my fib from C to D to get the 38.6, and for target 1, and a 61.8 for target 2. So this right here is a bearish cipher. Bearish meaning the market is going down. So I'm looking for a sell opportunity, okay? So you all can go back and watch the recording and get this right here. My stop loss will be right here. Taking my fib from X all the way down to C. And my stops will be the 1.13 level, okay? So this is the thing about the stop loss on this right here for the harmonic patterns. This is the textbook stop loss right here, the 1.13 level. I like to hide my stop loss somewhere around this level right here, okay? Because what happens quite often, not quite often, but what tends to happen occasionally is price will come up here, boom, smack that 113 level and then drop. It happened on USD CAD last week against us, and USD CAD is still dropping right now. And guess what set that move up? Was a simple harmonic pattern. So this is a bearish harmonic pattern, cipher pattern. So now let's go to the next one. Matter of fact, let's go to the charts and see if we can find one. I think I have one right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you guys, let me set this up real quick and I'm gonna give you guys time to see if we have one. Can you all see it? I see y'all blowing up this chat right now. Hey, don't ask questions in here right now. Go back and watch the recording. Go back and watch the recording. Can you also use fib A to X to get the C leg? Nah, you can't. Yeah, you can. You can use the fib to get the C leg from A to X. I just use the Fibonacci extension. All right, can anybody see the cipher pattern right here? And we're on CAD Chuff. So if anybody's asking me what pair can we do this on, you do this on any pair, any time frame. Give you guys 5 more seconds. Nah, so it's a bearish cipher. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead on and dive into this. I want to go ahead and dive into it real quick. Like I say, you know, we're on a CAD chef on a 15-minute time frame, so we can do this on any time frame. So this right here looks like a potential cipher pattern right here to me. Okay. The first thing I told you guys, remember, we have what? That period of, damn. We got that period of consolidation, right? Price came up, boom, just started consolidate, and boom, it made up his mind and dropped. Okay. So what I want to do is, I think I want to take this level right here, this level of resistance up here, and I'm just going to fib it out. I'm going to fib out that level, this level of resistance, all the way down to this level of support, because this is where the pullback happened. Price came down, boom, it pulled back right here. Okay, and I just want to fib it out from X to A. And I just want to see what this level right here gives me. Okay, show you guys how simple this is. So I'm going to take my fib from X all the way down to A, and it gave me that 50% touch. My minimum requirement is the 61.8 level for the cipher pattern. The minimum requirement is the 38.2. It gave us a 50% touch, so we're still valid. Okay. So now I have my B leg. This is my B point. Okay. So what I want to do now is go ahead on and take my my Fibonacci extension. Taking my fib extension from X. And everything that I do is from wick to wick. So from X to A. X to A. All the way back up to X. That C leg requirement hit the 1272. That's my minimum continuation of that move. Okay. So you all can see we got the 1272 level right here. So this is my C leg. Okay. Price can't close below this 1414. So we're still valid. Price came down, hit it twice, and then boom, took off. By the time price got, you know, to this point right here, I know where I should be looking to set up my potential pending orders. Okay, why did I erase the C? So now I'm looking for the D. No homo. Now I'm looking for my entry point, all right? Taking my entry point from X to C. X all the way down to C. Who can tell me my entry order? Who can tell me my entry point, where the D should go? What level? 78.6, 786. Nice. Yeah, y'all should know this because y'all are actually in my group chat, so y'all should know that. Exactly. He said the price. Nice. Exactly, the 78.6. So this is the D right here. And this is what we have, a nice bearish cipher pattern. What I just went over, X to A, X to A to B, B to C, C to D. And like I said, we're on CAD Chef on the 15-minute chart. I just went to a random chart just to, you know, just to check it out, just to draw this up for you guys. Let me erase this real quick, and let's see how many pips this went for. So we all know that our target is from C all the way up here to D. We enter right here for the D. This is how precise I am. This is where we, hold on, let me change this color so y'all can actually see it. So this is where we enter for the D, okay? But you see this, how price completed up here? Not exactly at the 78.6, but it completed a little bit up. This is how precise I am. I'm just going to adjust it up to the completion of that D. And target 1 is 38.2. And target 2 is 61.8. Well, let's see how many pips this went for. From our entry point, 38.2, 13 pips, 61.8. It went for 20 pips. And then it continued to drop even more. It went on for about a good 60 pips. Let's just round it off to 60. It went for a good 60 pips, okay? Even with these small patterns right here, they're bound to hit off big, okay? So if you see a small pattern, you can scalp that. That's what I do. If I would have saw this, I would have, probably beefed up my lot size a little bit, and then I would have took that trade. So that's one harmonic pattern that we have. Let's see if I can find another one. That was one cipher. I think we got one, but it might be ugly. So let's see. It might not be as pretty as the one we just did. So I'm gonna take this level right here as my level of support now, and this is my level of resistance, and this is the inverse. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna draw it up for you guys real quick, and then I'm gonna come back to it. So I showed you guys a bearish cipher. Now let's show you guys a bullish cipher. So again, we got price that comes down and gives us that level of support, level of resistance. Price will then, play around in that zone, consolidate, and then it'll push to the upside. So price will come down, and then boom, it'll break to the upside. Now I'm looking at this level of support right here. This will be my anchor leg, okay, which is my X level. And price, I'm just waiting for price to pull back, okay? So say this price just keep going up, and it gives me that level of resistance, okay? So as soon as it gave me that level of resistance, I can now consider that my A point. I'm going to simply take my fib from X all the way up here to my A leg. And I'm going to wait and see how far price pulls down. Boom, hit that 38.2. That's my minimum requirement. Again, same thing applies. It can come down and hit the 50%. It can come down and hit the 61.8. As soon as price closes below the 61.8, it's invalid, okay? But price can come all the way down and wick it and close above it. And this right here is still valid. This is invalid. This is valid. So price gave us that 38.2 level right there, okay? So now that we have that level, it's simple. We should know or have some type of idea which way the market should go from that point. Like you kind of have to be ahead of the game. When I was playing ball, right? I'm at the point guard position. I should know everybody's position on the court. Same thing with trading harmonic patterns. You should know every single position. XAB, these are your players right here, okay? XAB, these are your players. So now you should understand where C should be. for this play to set up and develop correctly, okay? So you all can execute. I'm just gonna simply take my Fibonacci extension from X to A, all the way back down to X. Let me expand that out some. And I'm looking for price to hit that 1272 level, okay? Price is now pushing up. Boom, it hit that 1272 level. Same rules applies as a bearish cipher pattern. Price can't close above. Let me pull this down because my candles are in the way. I hope y'all can see that though. But price can't close above the 1414. As soon as a candle closes above the 1414, that marks it invalid. It can go in, it can wick, it can touch the 1414. It can even wick past it, but the candle can't close above it. Okay. So we're just going to take that minimum requirement of the 1272 level that we get with price. So price came all the way up at that 1272 level. Bam. This is my C leg. So now what I want to do, I want to look for the D. Price now, what I want to do is take my fib for the completion of this entire move, X to C, and I'm looking for the D, okay? Our entry point should be the 78.6 level. Price pushes down, boom, here's the 78.6 level. We now have a completion of this harmonic pattern. X to A to B, B to C, C to D. And this is where we enter for our buy opportunity for this bullish cipher pattern. And the same rules apply for targets. Going to take my Fibonacci from C to D. C to the completion of D, wherever it completes. Target 1 is at 38.2. Target 2 is at 61.8. These are my two targets. And my stop loss go below my X leg. Taking my fib from X to C again. And typically that 1.13 level, but like I said, this is all textbook right here. So what tends to happen is price might come down, smack it, and then reverse. Hit these extension levels and then reverse. So I'll show you guys entry techniques if you ever get caught in a situation like that on a later webinar. But I like to hide my stop loss somewhere in this area right here, around that 1272 level. So that's the cipher, bullish cipher pattern. So now what I want to do is go up here to the chart and let's see if we can find that bullish cipher pattern. When would you enter the trade? Sell at C or buy at the D? You buy at the D. Yeah, buy it when it's at the D. All right, cool. So now here's that period of consolidation. Price then came here, created a level of support, and then pushed up, okay? So let's see if this is a valid pattern. And like I say, this one isn't as pretty, but let's go. So I want to fib out this level right here, this level of support, which is here, and I'm going to fib out this level of resistance right here. And then I'm going to talk about this right here in a little bit. So I'm just going to fib it out from here to here. And price came down and gave us that 50% touch. Came down and gave us that 50% touch. So now what we have is our XAB leg. We got X, follow the market, A and B. Guess what? Now you're halfway done with the pattern. Now you just want to be able to identify your C and your entry point. Whenever you see the C leg break above your A leg, whenever you have your XAB identified and you see price breaks above your A leg, you should be like, oh snap, this looks like a potential cipher. Take my Fibonacci extension from X to A, all the way back to X. And let's see what we get. Price came right here and hit that 1272 level. Right in between those levels, that 1414 and that 1272. Guys, we're still valid. So that's my C leg. So now what I want to do is this. I'm looking for my entry point now. Taking my fill from X all the way up here to C. And my entry point is at 78.6 level. And look what we have. X to A to B, B to C, C to D, right there at that 78.6 level. That's two patterns that we identified, two cipher patterns that we just identified. And look what happened after that. This is what I want y'all to practice for the next month. Like, honestly, like, don't get caught up with all, I don't know, don't get caught up with all that other stuff out there. Like, stay focused and like really dive into this. Target 1, target 2. You didn't see me do anything fancy at all. This right here is just hardcore trading, being able to identify the pattern, predict, and execute. Identify, decide, execute. And this gives you a lot of trading opportunities as well. A lot of trading opportunities. This right here looks like a bullish market too. You can take it with the trend, or you can counter trade it. Let me see. Let's go to gold real quick, because I actually caught a lot of harmonic patterns off of that. Can one sell to the completion to the D leg? That's more advanced. I recommend that you guys don't do that. Sell to the D leg from the C point, because the minute you do it, that's when the market want to act brand new and start doing whatever they want to do. So I got one of my guys, well, actually two of my guys, they actually do that and they kill it. But they have the proper training to be able to do that, and they've been doing this for like the past year with me, so they can do that. If you're new, I recommend that you don't do that. Like, guess what set this big trend off right here? Guess what set that trend off? Is a pattern invalid if it passes it? No, it's not invalid. You have your stop loss after you find the D leg, you now have your stop loss. You just set your stop loss and walk away. Nah, news didn't set it off. It was a harmonic pattern that set that off. Harmonic patterns gonna give you trade opportunities where you can actually get in the trade before others actually have the opportunity to get into it. Like I was in this trade down here, okay, for a buy opportunity. Most people caught that trade right here. Why did I get in down here? Because it's a simple harmonic pattern. Actually, 2 harmonic patterns. Actually, 3 harmonic patterns, but this is not the cipher right here. So a cipher pattern set this entire push to the upside off. That's what we have right there. And I'm gonna show y'all something else also. So looking at this move right here, this is our level of support right here. Matter of fact, we got 2 harmonic patterns right here. We got one right here, X, A, B. Hold on. No, we don't. This is a bat pattern. No, a Gartley pattern right here. A Gartley pattern, turn cipher pattern, turn bat pattern, turn to a cipher pattern. I killed gold last week. Like that's 1, 2, 3, 4 patterns, and then boom, it took off. So I'm gonna take this level of support, this level of resistance, and I just want to fib it out and see what this level gives me right here. So from our X leg to our A leg, okay? I just want to fib that level out. And I have a strict set of ratios that I use. I don't use all these different type of ratios. Look what happened. Price came right down and hit that 61.8. Let me zoom in some so y'all can see it a little bit better. Price came down and hit that 61.8. Are we still valid? Yeah, it can. If it just want to hit the 38.2, then it's still valid. But if price wants to just only hit the 38.2 level, that's valid. But if it comes down, like this is a zone for your B leg. If price decides to come down and hit the 50% in reverse, it can do that. If it comes down and hit the 61.8, it can do that. But you just want a minimum touch of a 38.2 with a maximum touch without closing, in this case, below the 61.8. And look what happened. It did not close below the 61.8, so we're still valid. Okay. So we have X to A. We have X to A to B. All right. So now what I want to do is identify my C point. Let me see something real quick. So now what I want to do is identify my C points. So I want to identify my C leg, okay? To identify my C leg is simple. Take my Fibonacci extension tool from X to A. All the way back down to X. And look what we have. Let me delete this red line real quick. We had price hit that 1272 level minimum. And look what happened. Price came up here and wick that 1414 level right here. See that, guys? We're still valid. So now we have our C leg. So guess what I want to do now? Who can tell me what I do to get the D? I just simply take my fib from X. That's wrong. X to A is wrong. Take my fib from X to C, exactly. X to C. Who can tell me my entry point? 78.6. All right, awesome. Did price hit the 78.6? So matter of fact, basically, so when I was in this trade right here, I saw I had that, I saw a price, you know, completed, gave me my C leg, and then boom, it dropped, came back up here, and I was like, okay, cool. Let me go ahead and set my pendant order right here at that 78.6 level. So I went ahead and set my pendant order there. So from X to A to B, B to C, C to D. So when I set my pendant order there, I was good to go. And look how fast it got out of that zone. Fake people out. Oh, snap, let me sell it. Boom, it reversed. This went for, that's about 50 pips right there. That's about 50 pips right there. Same as that thing right here. Got our X leg, this level of support to this level of resistance. Let's measure that out. Got X to A. Take my fib from here. X all the way up to A. Gave me that 50% retracement. And guys, understand this also. When you on the internet, you know, looking at, you know, the harmonic pictures and stuff, it looks like this, right? Boom, 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 boom. That's what it looks like. No, that's not what it looks like, okay? This is what people think success looks like. Picture perfect. This is what it really looks like right here. It can get ugly sometimes, all right? That's what it really looks like. So we got our X, our A leg. Our B point is valid because we have that 50% retracement of X to A. So our B point is valid. So now what I want to do is identify my C level. Simply taking my Fibonacci extension from X to A, X to A, all the way back down to X. We got that 1272 touch, right? Price broke above our A leg. Boom, hit that 1272. Guess what? I bet you everybody was like, buy, 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 buy. Let's buy it, buy gold. And guess what I was doing? I was being patient. I saw a price hit my 1272 level. Guess what? I know when to enter the trade. That was a major fake out right here. Major fake out. That was a major fake out right there. So now that I got everything identified, X, A, B, C, guess what? I know exactly where I should be entering the market right now. At that 78.6 level for a buy. Guess where my stops go? Who can tell me my stop loss? X to A to B, B to C, C to D. Complete at 78.6, which is right here. Who can tell me my stops? The 1.13. Yeah, that's the textbook stop, 1.13. Look what happened. The 1.13 was where? Right here. We would have never got stopped out of that trade. But me, I would have had my stops a little bit lower up under that 1.13 because like I say, this will happen. It'll fake everybody out, smack that 113 and then take off. And all of the people that were selling it got caught right there at that extension level. And look what happened after that. The rest was history. And now we see gold where it's at right now. And what triggered that was a simple harmonic pattern. And that's a lot of pips, ladies and gentlemen. A lot. Dang, where does it stop? All right, there we go. And this is my daily level right here. So it might be selling right now. This might be a good time to start looking for a sell at 1348. Yeah, 1348 might be a good time to sell because this is my daily level of resistance. So let's see how many pips this went for. We entered right there at the D. Like 400 pips. So if you left for you had two positions on there, one for target one and one just to run, yeah, that would have been pretty nice catch right there. So these harmonics tend to set off big movements in the market, like you see right here. So yeah, that's it for tonight. I hope everybody got some value out of this. Definitely go back and rewatch the recording. That's what's really gonna help you really identify these patterns. My advice is look on the 5 and a 15-minute chart because they happen more frequently on those time frames rather than looking at the big time frame. So yeah, definitely study up. I'll drop the recording session right here in my IML TV. Okay, all you have to do is come here, probably like in 30 minutes to an hour. I'm going to drop the link right here for tonight's sessions. And you all can, have access to it, watch it over and over again faithfully so that you all can like really master this and let's take it to that next level. So yeah, let's see. Watch the recordings all weekend for trainings. Thanks for the training tonight, Ray. Yeah, no problem. But does price have to close? Oh, I already answered that. So yeah, that's it for tonight. All right, guys, I'm out. Like I say, I'll drop the recording. It's on my group. Not the group, but IML TV. And you can just go to the chat and just rewatch it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.